السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا المصطفى صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا. أما بعد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. We have been discussing over the past few days different aspects of this Seerah of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we are actually reading from a kitab that is called Seeratun Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and this kitab was written by Maulana Yaqub Patel, who is an Ustad in the Zakaria Park Madrasa, girls Madrasa there in Zakaria Park. So he is an Ustad there in that Madrasa, and over the years he is teaching of the Seerah. So all his research and the different notes that have been taken down by the students, etc. So all this was put together, edited and compiled, put into a kitab form. So he starts from the beginning, the different signs before Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam graced this dunya, and then it continues. So at the moment we had discussed yesterday with regards to Thuwayba. This was the first foster mother of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam's honorable mother, Hazrat Amina, she had first fed Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam for the first few days. Thereafter, Thuwayba fed Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then, now we come to Hazrat Halima Sa'diya radiyallahu ta'ala anha. So you have heard this many a time, that it was a custom amongst the Arabs that whenever a child was born, then the ladies from the village would come and take the child away to the village and bring the child up there in the village. So there was two reasons for this. One was that the air is healthier in the village, the meadows, the air is much more clean, etc. The water was wonderful, so it was better for the physical health of the person. The second reason was to teach the person pure Arabic, pure language. Now you find this custom still prevalent in the Qauzas, in certain tribes, African tribes. You still find this custom prevalent, but not when the child is born, little later on in the child's life. So that person now, before he becomes an adult, he must go away into the village, and they have a different system, but this thing is present in their custom as well. So Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as you all know, his father had passed away even before Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam was born. So when this tribe now, the tribe Hazrat Halima Sa'diya radiyallahu ta'ala anha's tribe, when they had come, because they were the women who would normally come and take the babies, so they had come and now they're looking for children, and obviously it's a matter of rosy, so they would look at the child whom in their heart they feel that they will be able to get a good remuneration by taking this child. So when it came to Huzur Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam, now what did they know at that time who Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam is? They didn't know at that time who Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam is. So nobody was interested in taking Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hazrat Halima Sa'diya radiyallahu ta'ala, she too had heard of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but as soon as they heard that no, he is an orphan child, so the first thought that come to mind is, now we won't get paid, we won't get remunerated. So nobody wanted to take Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. However, when Hazrat Halima radiyallahu ta'ala anha didn't get any other child, she didn't get any other child, and now she was told that only the grandson of Abdul Muttalib is left. So she thought to herself that she'd rather take a child. If she can't get any other child, she might as well take Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Little did they realize at that time that this is that beloved of Allah Ta'ala who forget you won't get remunerated, you are worried about your remuneration. This is that Nabi of Allah Ta'ala who is going to have the treasures of Kisra and Kaisar in his hand. So khair, she eventually comes and she says to her husband, because her husband also, now all this is about Rosie, is about risk. So she says to her husband also, she says, you know what, that by the qasam of Allah Ta'ala, that I will take this child. Never mind, I will take this child and maybe Allah Ta'ala will give us some barakat, some goodness. So the husband also told her, he said, alright, never mind, take the child, we'll take him and let's see, Allah Ta'ala may give us some barakat through him. So they took Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Hazrat Halima radiyallahu ta'ala anha gathers Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam's things and they go to the place where they were staying in Makkah Sharif. Now they just picked Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam up and they go to the place. They didn't even depart now for the village. They just go to the place where they were staying in Makkah Sharif. Hazrat Halima radiyallahu ta'ala anha, prior to this, there was a lot of drought in the village. So the animal wasn't even giving milk. The camel that they had wasn't producing any milk, with the result that she herself, she didn't have any milk in her body to feed her own child. She had one child, little baby, so she didn't even have enough milk to feed that child. With the result, for the past few nights, they were not even sleeping well. The child too was crying out of hunger. There wasn't enough milk in the mother to feed the child. So khair, she just picks Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam up and they go to their place where they're living in Makkah Sharif, and miraculously, all of a sudden she finds that she is overflowing with milk. She is overflowing with milk. And her child drinks well, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam drinks well, and she herself, she is now astonished, she is surprised. When they look at the camel's udders also are full of milk. Just by picking Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam up, they don't even know that this is the Nabi of Allah Ta'ala. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam is not even informed of his nubuwwat. They didn't even make amal on one sunnah. They didn't even read one durood sharif. Nothing. Just picked Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam up, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is already giving them so much of blessings. So the both of them now realize that this is not an ordinary child. Allah Ta'ala is really blessing us. Maybe we're not going to get remunerated in wages, but we are getting other blessings in other ways. Khair, eventually the journey back home now, they have to go back home, and this camel that they had come with, this camel was extremely lean, it was weak. It was so weak that when it was coming, it had to be hit, because it was weak now, it doesn't want to move, it doesn't want to walk. They had to hit it to make it walk and come to Makkah Sharif. So Hazrat Halima radiyallahu ta'ala anha and her husband, they were one of the last people to reach Makkah Sharif, coming time, because that camel was not even moving. Going back time, now this camel is moving at such a pace that the other woman of her tribe, they are asking her that, oh Halima, is this the same camel? The same camel you came with? Or did you exchange the camel, you sold that camel, you bought another camel? Is the same camel that you came with? Hazrat Rahmatullah Ali used to say that these people just picked Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam up, and so much of barakat has come into their lives. They didn't even know that this is a Nabi of Allah Ta'ala, nothing. That camel, because it had to now be a means of conveyance for Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, so that whole camel had to change. Its health, everything, its speed, everything had to change. In the same way, we as mu'mineen, if Allah Ta'ala could make that animal change, Allah Ta'ala could make that animal is not mukallaf. That animal is not mukallaf. It's not, there's no duty on that animal to follow any ahkam of deen or sharia or sunnah or anything. It's not mukallaf. But that animal, when it has to now become a conveyance for Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, then that animal, Allah Ta'ala changes it, makes it healthy, makes it strong, makes it efficient. The believer, if he is going to become a carrier of the sunnats of Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, what Allah Ta'ala won't do for that believer? What Allah Ta'ala won't put in that believer? How Allah Ta'ala won't look after that believer? They picked Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam up. If we have to just pick the lifestyle of Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam up, how much of barakat Allah Pak is going to give us? Obviously we don't do for barakat. We must do for Allah. We do for the sake of Allah. The barakat will come. Hazrat Rahmatullah alayhi says, person buys the cow for the milk. The dung, that will come automatically. The cow dung will come automatically. In India, that cow dung is very, very useful. They use it. You go in other neighboring countries and all that. They have many uses for that cow dung. But nobody buys the cow for the cow dung. You buy the cow for the milk. After that, the dung will come automatically. In the same way, we must do everything for the sake of Allah. All the other benefits that are to come with it, that will come. That will automatically come. But we must do for Allah. So khair, like this they go back home. When they reach home also, the blessings don't stop. When they reach home, Hazrat Halima radiallahu ta'ala anha, as I said to you, there was drought in the village. The people's animals used to go out to graze. They come back, they are still thin, the others are empty because there's no food, no fodder, nothing to eat. Hazrat Halima radiallahu ta'ala anha's animals, when they come back in the evening, the others are full of milk. Her animals are looking taza, they are looking fresh, they are looking healthy, their sides are full, like they have eaten well. So the village people also, they say, make your animals graze in the meadow where Halima's animals are grazing. Because although there is drought, but wherever her animals are grazing, there is so much of food, enough food for her animals. Different things happen. But Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, from that age, that young and tender age, already he had insafi in him. Not only insafi, but ihsan. Ihsan also he had in him. That Hazrat Halima radiallahu ta'ala anha, she used to want to treat Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam even better than her own children. Because this was amanat now, somebody's child she took amanat. So she would want to feed Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam first. But Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam would only drink from one side. Because there was a brother of his, Hazrat Halima radiallahu anha's son, who also had to drink. So Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam would only drink from one side. He would never drink from the other side. That side is for my brother. He must also have his full share. In fact, it is mentioned that when Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was weaned and he started eating solids, he would cry that his brother must eat first. His brother must eat first. From that age. This is why his foster uncle used to say later on that I have witnessed Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam through all stages of his life. And in every stage of his life he was the best. In every stage of his life he was the best. Now if we have to look into our life, that is a zamana when a person is a child. When a person is a child, that person is masoom, that person is maaf. If the person does anything wrong also, the person is maaf. But at that age also, Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was showing ihsan, not only insafi, in ihsan. And what is our halat? What is our halat? If we are in business, and a brother of ours is also trying to do some business, now we are a little bit established, and we hear now there's somebody coming into the area, he wants to try and do a little bit business. So our motto is we must close him up. We must close him up. Forget just leaving him also. One is we don't want to help him. We don't wish to help him. But then we don't want to just leave him also. Just leave him. If Allah Pak wants to give him rozi, Allah Pak will give him. The right thing was that we were supposed to help him. He is our Muslim brother. We must help him. We must assist him. The rizq will come from Allah Ta'ala. But we must assist this person. Never mind he's studying the same thing we're studying. We can show him the ropes. He mustn't make the same mistakes we made. We can show him suppliers. We can assist him. The rizq will still come from Allah Rabbul Izzat. So if we don't want to do that, that is ihsan. If we don't want to do that, then at least remain on insaf. That we carry on doing our business. He's doing his business, let him carry on doing his business. But no, we become after that like a snake or like a scorpion. That it bites the person, although that's not even its risk. See a snake or a scorpion, one is a machar, a mosquito sucks blood. But that blood is its sustenance. The lion will eat, it will kill the buck and eat it, but that buck is its sustenance, so it's eating for survival. But the scorpion will sting the person for nothing. That's not its sustenance. The snake will bite the person, sting the person for nothing. It's not its sustenance. So our sifat becomes that of those creatures. That we're biting that person for nothing, because whether his shop closes down or not, we're not going to get what's written for him. We're never going to get that. So why we want to bite him? Why we want to try and close him? What's written for us, we're going to get. What's not written for us, we're never going to get. So Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, we take a lesson from this, that from the time he was a baby, he already had that sifat-e-ihsan, that he was prepared to go the extra mile. So that was one thing. The other thing is that Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, his satar was never exposed. Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's satar was never exposed. And if perchance, the cloth that was covering Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, if there had to be a wind or something, and now that cloth would lift, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala had made the intizam that the malaika would ensure that the cloth doesn't move. The satar Mubarak of Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has never become exposed. So much so that once when Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was elder, and at that time they were picking up the stones and the rocks, carrying it on their shoulder to take for the construction of the Kaaba Sharif. So Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was also assisting, was also going and picking up the boulders, picking up the rocks. So the people who were carrying, now in order not to get hurt, so one was they wearing their top garment, so they removed the bottom garment. They removed the bottom garment. So a lot of these, Hazrat say that some people, they want to be broad-minded. But sometimes they get so broad-minded that the brain falls out. So some people, they question, they say, where in the Quran is mentioned about this kurta? Where you get proof about the kurta? So, you get proof from here that how is a person going to remove his bottom garment? The only way he can remove his bottom garment is if he got a long top garment. Otherwise, how is he going to take out the bottom garment? In many ahadith you will find that the Ashab Suffa, there were times when they only had one garment, only one garment to cover their bodies. One qamis. Qamis is the top garment. That's the only thing they had to cover their body. So if that qamis was coming till the waist, how were they going to read salah? So it had to have been long. So khair, that is separate topic. But Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam saw the people, now they are removing their bottom garment and they're placing it here on the shoulder, because they're carrying the boulders here on the shoulder. So to protect their neck, to protect their shoulder, they're putting the bottom garment there. So Huzur Akbar sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he also thought that let me also remove that bottom garment and put it here. But as soon as Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam went to do that, he fell down unconscious. As soon as he went to try and do that, he fell down unconscious. And it comes in some riwayat that he actually heard a voice at that time. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam heard a voice also at that time, and that voice also at that time was telling him that he must not expose his satar, he must not remove that bottom garment. So this is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had made Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam's hifazat. Khair, coming back to Hazrat Halima radiallahu ta'ala anha, another incident that had taken place. She used to be very protective over Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam and not allow him to venture too far away from the house, because as we said, he is amanat. And she realized also that this is no ordinary child. So one day, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam went away with his foster sister. She was elder than Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and she made a lot of khidmat of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam also, like how the elder daughter in the house assists the mother. So like that, and her name was Shima. She became known as Shima. So she used to go to graze the animals and all that. So Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam went away with her. So as Halima radiallahu ta'ala anha, later on, when they came back, so she's telling her daughter, why did you take him? It's so hot. He's still a small child. Why are you taking him in the heat like this? So Shima tells her mother, she says, Mommy, don't worry. My brother doesn't feel hot. When my brother walks, there is a cloud giving him shade. When he stops, the cloud stops. When he walks, the cloud walks. You worried about the heat affecting him. He doesn't get affected by the heat. So these different types, different incidents had taken place from that time. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam from that age, he would not eat until he read Bismillah. This was all now from Allah Ta'ala. There was nobody to teach now, like how we would teach our child, say Bismillah, eat with your right hand. We would teach the child, don't stand and eat, don't stand and drink. We make the tarbiyat of the child. These things were not there. There was no sunnat's kitab. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was already, this was all divine, the divine hand of Allah ta'ala in the upbringing of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hazrat Rahmatullah Ali used to mention that if we have to look into Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam's Mubarak life, so we see that even before he was born, his honorable father left the dunya. Then after a few years, his honorable mother left the dunya. Then he goes into the care of his grandfather. After 2 years, the grandfather also leaves the dunya. So Hazrat Rahmatullah Ali mentioned that one of the wisdoms for this was that Allah Ta'ala didn't want anyone to lay claim that I took care of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nobody must say that. Allah will take care of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sometimes somebody talk about certain alim, then somebody who's close to that alim, that's our man, that we sort him out, we do everything for him. So sometimes the person talks this much and does that much, but he talks that much. So I mentioned here, I think a couple of Jummahs back or something, I say what you need to do is make amal, practice. Then you must say, no, that Maulana, he is our man. When you practice on the teachings of that Maulana or that Sheikh or that Alim or that Imam, then you must say, no, that's our man. But just meeting him and talking to him and all that, but not making amal on the teachings, then we can't say that's our man, that's our man. Say that's our man, but everything we're doing is upside down. So we must, the alim that we're listening to, we're following, making amal, then we say, no, that's our man. So khair. After about 2 years, when Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam was fully weaned, then Hazrat Halima radiallahu ta'ala anha took Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam back to Makkah Sharif, because now he is weaned now, took him back to Makkah Sharif, and her intention was to return Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam now to his honorable mother, but it was something she didn't want to do. Having Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so much of barakat, so much of affection now she now developed for Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, she was finding it very hard to let go. And wallahi, this is deen. This is deen. Deen, initially, before the person embraces deen, before the person brings deen into his life, he thinks, hey, what am I going to get out of this? What am I going to get out of this? My life is going to become so miserable. I have to abstain from so many things. What am I going to do? So many restrictions. But once the person takes deen, then he doesn't want to let go. Once he tastes what deen is all about, then he doesn't want to leave it. So if you take Hazrat Halima radiallahu ta'ala anha, first they were skeptical to pick Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam up, because they were thinking, what are we going to get out of this? He is an orphan child. What are we going to get? But now after picking Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam up and experiencing what it is to have Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, now when the time is up also, her duty is finished now she doesn't want to let go. But we need to bring that full deen, whole of deen into our life to be able to experience this. I was explaining to the ladies the other day in the ladies' classes. So I said that if you want to experience the taste of a nice cake, strawberry cake or something, so you can't say one day you'll eat the eggs, one day you'll eat the sugar, one day you'll eat the flour. You have to put all the ingredients together, and then you have to bake it to a certain temperature. Then when it's right, you take it out. After that you'll get the taste of that cake now, and everything is inside there. So deen is like that. We can't take one thing here, eat the, we say, no, today we are Muslim now, and we'll have biryani. So that is Islam. Or certain aspect of deen we like, so that one we do. And the other aspect of deen we feel, no, it's not palatable to us, so that one we won't make amal upon. Then it's like trying to eat all that ingredients separately. There's no maza. But when the whole of deen, when we will bring it into our life, and we take the heat, whatever opposition, whatever, we take the heat, like how that cake has to take the heat in the oven. You take the heat, then it will bake. After that, then it will be enjoyed. Hazrat Rahmatullah Ali, he mentioned that the hen takes those eggs, takes the eggs and covers it, fully covers it. You can't see the egg. The hen covers the egg with its wings, with its feathers, sits on it. And then after that, the dead egg will now hatch a living chick. But provided that egg agreed to go totally under the feathers of that hen. Hazrat mentioned this in one Tarbiyah lesson day in the madrasa. So I was listening to that CD. It must have been a very, very old majlis, long time ago. First time I heard that example about the hen from Hazrat Rahmatullah Ali. So he said that egg has to go under the hen. It has to be covered for a period of time. Then the dead egg will hatch a living chick. So our dead hearts, we have to bring it under Islam. Bring it under Islam. Take the heat, get covered up with Islam. Then the dead hearts also will give life. After that, it will give life. And when the life comes, then that life will be able to benefit so many lives. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless me, bless you, and bless the entire ummah. Grant us all tawfiq to make amal upon the sunnah of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And as we said, the maqsad of doing this is to bring that love. Many of these things we may have heard it 120 times before, we may have heard it. But the more we're going to talk about Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the more that love, that muhabbat will come into the heart. And then as Hazrat Rahmatullah Ali used to sing that couplet, Naqsh Qadam Nabi ke hai, Jannat ke rasate, Allah se milate hai, Sunnat ke rasate. That's the whole maqsad. Follow the steps of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, we will reach Jannat. Allah se milate hai, Sunnat ke rasate. It will join us with our Allah. This road of the Sunnah will join us with our Allah. Allah Ta'ala give us tawfiq.